Okay, so we're just going to pick right back up here. Now, we were helping out a student and we're using these parentheses so that when they get the help, the formatting is a lot clearer and easier for them to read. So these matching questions are a bear. And so they only missed one. They missed electron and neutron. So we're going to keep going through and we're going to just give them the answers that they got right the first time. And once again, I am working with Ignitia to improve this so that maybe this will happen automatically and we won't have to go through and give our students quite so much help on these. All right, so species, hard to talk and type answers to science questions at the same time. And then number 5 is that word. And then number 6, they also got wrong, so we're going to put reassigned. And then now, like with Julie, she's only in the 4th grade, and so instead of saying reassigned, we're saying try again. Just type whatever you know that your student will appreciate and be receptive to. All right, so there's our answers in parentheses so that they're clear and easy to read. Now, I'm going to send this, and it's sent now, and I'm going to click it to make it go away. And then pretending again that this student got this question wrong, and let's say they got everything else right. So now we just hit the reassign button, and that gets reassigned to them with that help so that they don't have to go back and redo every single one of these. Now, another thing that we can do, what I was originally showing you in the last video as part of your weekly task is to go in and kind of preview your students' lessons. Now see, this one right here, there's 21 questions. That's a bit much. I mean, and it looks like they're not busy work, except maybe for this one, which may take your students a long time to figure out. So if they got like over half of them wrong and they're just struggling with going back and forth between screens, and you feel like these other questions are going to help them get the answers and know the information, you can always just skip this question. And then when they do the lesson, this question will just be skipped. It'll have a little gray arrow on it, and it will just be skipped. And they won't have to worry about doing this question. It's there, but it's skipped, and they don't have to do it. And it may not even let them input the information if you skip it, and that's fine. Just remind them there's a little gray arrow. You don't have to do it. So one of the things that you're doing on a weekly basis is you're going through, sorry, and I clicked to gradebook so it would take me right back to where I was. You're going to go through, you're going to skip any projects that you don't have time for because you want to do a different science project with your student that week. And that's great. That's fine. Absolutely do that. Science is the one that's so project heavy, and that's why I'm using it as an example. As you can see, this one actually didn't have all that many projects in it. But as you get into it, you see there's going to be some more projects, and you can go in. That's already skipped. That's why we don't want you to go too far ahead. You just go 1 week at a time to the lessons that they're going to be hitting in the next several lessons. And a lot of times with these projects, you have to hit the show lesson button to see what it wants them to do. Now, here are the supplies. I don't have these supplies. What do? Do I not teach them this? Well, no, you have several options. You can say, hey, on this project, I'm not skipping it. I just want you to go in and upload me because see down here, it says to record things, and then it's got an essay question. Just go look up on YouTube a video about calculating density and mass and volume, and tell me a little bit about what you learned. That's fine. You can do it any way you want to. You're the teacher. So that was basically the last of the teaching tasks. Every day, go in, look at their grade book, unblock them, make sure they can access all their lessons the next morning, give them some help. Even if they're not sitting right there, you can hit that help button and send that help to them. So now that and then on a weekly basis, go in here and just kind of look at their next few lessons and see what they're going to be doing. Okay, another thing I wanted to point out, math will probably give us a better example. Let's go look at our students' first math quiz, because I want to see if this is doing this in those lower levels like it is the upper levels. Okay, yeah. All right, so these are skipped. Let's see. I'm not sure why, but I can go find out, because a lot of things get skipped because they take that pretest, and they don't have to do that part of the lesson or the quiz. However, that's not the case here. There's no pretest. I suspect they're skipped because they just haven't done that yet. So what we're going to do is we'll wait till they're closer to that quiz. But once they are closer to that quiz, look, there are so many questions. Add the following numbers. Add those numbers. Add those numbers. Add those numbers. Okay, that's too many add those numbers. So I'm just going to have I'm going to go ahead and as their teacher, I'm going to skip all the even numbered ones on that kind of problem. So let's go look. Yep, more add those numbers. We don't need that many to see if they can do it. So let's go ahead. That one comes down to 2 digits, so I'll probably leave that one. Oh, now we've moved on to subtract. But I bet there's a subtraction and there's a subtraction. So we'll just skip those even numbers again. That one is 2 digits minus a 1 digit, so we'll leave that. No, they've got enough of that too. See, this is what I'm doing as their teacher, and as their parent, you know them even better than I do. So I want you to go in, and if you think that your student is getting frustrated by long quizzes, or they're struggling, or there's anything going on with your student where you're like, I want to make some changes to their courses, this is what that is what this video is for, is to show you how to do that and to tell you that you can and you should. So as their teacher, I'm going to do this a little bit, but of course I can't do it as well as you can, and especially not when I have more than just one student. So I just wanted to show you how to do this kind of on a daily and a weekly basis. It shouldn't take you too much time. So what I'm going to do now, let's see, I'm going to wrap up this video and make it a little shorter because I wanted you to get kind of the whole chunk of this is what I do as a teacher on a daily and a weekly basis. And this is what you as a parent who is your child's teacher, you want to do this on a daily and weekly basis as well. So then in the next video, I'll pick up another video, and in that next one, we're going to go look at the student's view and see if we can kind of work out some of the glitches that tend to happen when the students go in. They see something very different than what we see from our perspective as a teacher. So in the next video, we'll look at the student perspective in Ignitia.